this era of mass incarceration that we've gotten sucked into, and shifting the whole approach toward punishment and prison with an eye towards actually reducing the crime rate and actually making our communities safer, as opposed to what our current system does, which incentivizes police officers simply to make arrests, to put people, to put people behind bars, and for prosecutors to get convictions and put people away. And there is tremendous pressure on our police and on our, district attorney's offices and our, federal prosecutors' offices to do just what I said. And it is not lowering the crime rate, and it is not making our community safer. So there's a whole shift that's going to happen. And one of the things Hillary wants to do in terms of rebuilding trust in our communities is to put in common sense measures like giving all police officers body cameras. That helps people on both sides. The other thing, tragically, so closely related to this, which again I mentioned earlier, is the very painful truths about race in this country. And Hillary is going to have that conversation and face that down in a very direct and honest way. And we cannot afford to waste any more time with it. And law enforcement is a huge part of that. Obviously, and that racial profiling is this tragic pattern that we have fallen into, and she is going to put an end to that, so that tragedies like the death of Michael Brown or Tamir Rice or Walter Scott become permanently a thing of the past. So, then finally, there's two other things I wanted to mention, which I touched on, but the Republicans have been trying to dismantle Obamacare from the second it got started, and to levels of absurdity. I mean, still, no matter how many times they're defeated, they keep coming back, and they are not kidding. But rather than dismantle, Obama admits it's not a perfect law. It was never a perfect law. The perfect law was not passable. So they got it built, they got it done, and as a result, 90% of Americans now have health insurance. But what Hillary's going to do is build on the gains of Obamacare with increased coverage, constantly working to lower costs for hardworking American families so that we can build on it the way people did on Social Security in the 1930s. That was not a perfect law either, but it became something that now is, standard part of our thinking of what it means to be an American. And then, finally, again, on the issue of ISIS and the spread of radical jihadism. Hillary understands that this is not a war between civilizations, as both Donald Trump and ISIS would like us to believe. This is a war between civilization and barbarism. And so, rather than, listening to Mr. Trump or Mr. Cruz, Hillary is going to join forces and embrace our Muslim brothers and sisters, both in the United States and around the world, and join forces to rid our planet of these brutal murderers, which is really what these extremists are. And I don't see anybody better positioned or with the kind of experience and background to do it. No one comes close to Hillary. So, I'm a fan. And for me, there really is no choice. But make no mistake, yes, we have an interesting primary battle going on right now on the Democratic side. But when it gets into the general election, it's going to be a vicious fight, because the opposition is going to come after her and do everything they can to crush us, because Hillary terrifies them. Honestly, she has not gone away, and she just gets stronger. And so all of us in this room are going to need to fight as hard for her as she will fight for us when she gets behind that desk in the Oval Office, where I spend my days. So I don't have the juice for the real job, but she certainly does. And I can tell you that next November, I fully intend to be standing there with my wife Jane and my daughters Anna and Tess and watch as those 18 million cracks that she put in that glass ceiling 8 years ago just shatter once and for all. So thank you all for listening. You guys are doing the real work, so I really applaud you and am inspired by getting, because the grassroots is
These
where it's
two
going to
young
happen.
ladies
So
are head of
let's
this
get Nevada happy.
office.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, for sure.
So we are really excited that we have all of you in one room, and we got a lot of call packets, and we got a lot of voters to talk to. So we have some pizza here for you. We can kind of rub it to really small slices. But we're going to be going around and talking to everyone about how you can help us out right now to make some phone calls to the many, many voters that we need to turn out to the caucus on February 20th. And how you can sign up to make sure that on caucus day, every single last supporter of Hillary Clinton is at their caucus site at 11 a.m., fired up, ready to go, and ready to elect our first female president. And I think maybe the two of you, we're going to do a couple pictures.
Yeah, great, sure.
Okay, cool. Maybe with President and Mr. President. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you all for coming, and we'll get you set up with some calls.
Yeah. Girls, are you happy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm just getting live.
Did I do a good job, ladies?
I think I will just because my community. Yeah, I'm not taking it like iron. That was really fun last time. Oh, that was sure. Thank you.
By the way, Sidon Ellen loves you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you okay? Yeah, thanks. Good. Yeah.
My name's Courtney. I'm the president of Hillary.
All right, guys, signing out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.